Hi, and welcome to this video from the number section, and we're going to be having a look at place value in this video. Now hopefully this is something you should be familiar with, but it's always sometimes just worth a little recap to make sure you're 100% happy with what's going on. So what do we mean by place value? Well, this is all to do with how we describe numbers, and our number system works on what we call base 10, which means you've got a choice of digits, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once you get to 10, then we're into the teens, and then so far into 20s, 30s and 40s going up in tens. Now, base 10 seems straightforward, it's what we use, but there are all kinds of different other number systems. For example, computers work in base 2, which means they describe numbers just using zeros and ones. But again, that's a whole other story. But in our system, base 10, essentially what it means is that any digit in a particular column is 10 times bigger than the same digit that would be in a column next to it. What I mean by that is if we take, for example, the number 222, there we go, there's our 3 digits. What we've got is that digit there is worth 2. Although this one is written the same way, it's still a 2, but that one's worth 20, and clearly this one is worth 200. So what we do is create a label for each column to help us think about how much each digit is worth, and you should be familiar with these labels. So for example, if we want to know what's the value of 7 in the number 2718 or 2718, here we go, there's our labels: units, tens, hundreds, thousands. There's the digits 2718, and we're looking at the 7. It's in the hundreds column, so clearly the answer to the question is it's worth 700s. So the last slide looked at whole numbers. The system can deal with part numbers as well, or what we refer to as decimals. And so here we go, here's my number again, 222, but now I've got some extra digits, and what we've got is the decimal point. So that is the point that effectively separates the whole numbers from the part numbers. So on the left hand side here we've got our whole numbers 222, and then this digit here, it's still a 2, but that one is worth 2/10, and keep going back, chop it up into tenths again, so we've got that one is worth 200ths. So the digits are getting worth less as you go past the decimal point, but that decimal point is the key thing. It's that kind of that dividing line, if you will, between the whole number of parts and the decimal parts. So there's a number again. I've added some extra digits past the decimal point. So we've got 2718, then we've got the decimal point, there it is, and then the first column after the decimal point was tenths, hundredths, and then thousandths. And here we go, there's another question. So how many times bigger is the 1 in the tens column compared to the 1 in the tenths column? So we've got a 1 there, we've got a 1 there. If we compare those are both 1s, but they're worth very, very different things. So how many times bigger is this one compared to this one? And clearly if we're saying kind of each column is worth 10 times the one next to it, so that one is 10 times bigger than that, that's 10 times bigger than that. So what we've got there is our one here is 10 times 10, which is 100 times bigger.